mandatory now for most of the federal government was a great exercise in the scalability of your current platforms. We definitely were able to figure out what we could and could not do. Luckily, at the USPTO, we had over 8,000 people every day telecommuting. They get out of their beds in the morning and they get into their home office and crank up their computer and their Soho router, and we were cooking with gas, as they say. Now, to put an additional 6,000 or 7,000 on top of that network was merely a scaling exercise. So we were lucky in that regard. Many agencies do not have that type of model, but because of mandatory telework, they needed to get that model. And so they found problems in their scaling because many of the contracts that they had contracted for did not include the ability to scale almost double or triple to what they had been doing. So for example, networking and different laptop computing and all of the video and microphones and so forth. And just to make productivity, just to be able to do your job in a remote setting required all that hardware and software to be able to scale in the back end. Now, we were able to do it within 1 week, so really a couple of days. But I do know a lot of other government agencies who did have a hard time getting all that hardware out into the field. So I do think the biggest lesson learned in the entire thing was to ensure that your contingency operations are actually practiced, not just written down on paper, but actually conducted at least annually. And so that means getting people out into the field and actually going through the exercise and making sure those scalability problems are taken care of before the crisis happens.